Okay, so the Trump administration is set to deport a few Africans out of this country, and Nigerians being included in that. Now, I want to talk about that for a second, because I think that that is an important fact to really state and to discuss, because this video will reaffirm what I've been saying about Nigerians in the United States since my channel started. My day ones will know about this. My day ones probably know what I'm about to say. But nonetheless, let's talk about this. So there's a list of Africans, right, that are being deported or set to be deported out of this country. We don't know the basis in which they selected these people. We can only assume these are either illegal immigrants in this country or people that are breaking the law in this country. But I'm also of the opinion that if you are in another person's country, right, don't break the law, don't commit crime, and if you're doing that, then you deserve to be kicked out of the country. But let's go over some of these lists real quickly, and I'm just gonna go through these quickly because there's a point I'm trying to get here. Because I couldn't wait to do this video. Once I saw this, I couldn't wait. Okay, so Angola, there's 662 people set for deportation. Cameroonians, 1,825. Cape Verde, 1,348. Egypt, 3,951. Gambia, 1,180. Ghana, 2,516. Guinea, 1,699. Liberia, 1,563. Libya, 89. Mali, 929. And then we go to Niger, 642 individuals set for deportation. And then Nigeria, 3,690. Let me repeat Nigeria again, because Nigeria is going to be the focus of this conversation. 3,690 Nigerians are set to be deported out of the United States. Okay. You want to tell me that out of 400,000 Nigerians in this country, that the Trump administration is only deporting 3,690 Nigerians from this country? With all of the propaganda that we've heard over the years about Nigerians being scammers and committing crimes in this country, last year was one of the worst of it. With all of the propaganda we heard on the internet, and we heard with the news and a lot of mainstream media carrying this whole thing around, you want to tell me that the law and order president, whom has been put in place to carry out all this mass deportation, that he only found 3,690 Nigerians out of 400,000 Nigerians in the United States to deport? Where are the scammers? Where are the scammers, the Nigerian scammers, that a lot of people who pushed a lot of the propaganda, where are they? Where are the Nigerian scammers? Where are all the Nigerian scammers? If you've been watching me long enough, and I'm going to try to be as calm as possible with this video, because I am pretty upset. Not at the ones getting deported, but at the propaganda that we've heard about Nigerians, whom were demonized, right? Whom were demonized by a lot of people, mostly Black Americans in this country. You should have seen the internet. You should see it. A lot of Black Americans, ones that go around calling themselves FBAs, ADOS, we're not from Africa. These Nigerians are messing our country up. We need to get them out of this country. You want to tell me that when they voted for this president, these ones, that their law and order president, the one that's carrying out the mass deportation, only found these number of Nigerians out of 400,000 Nigerians in this country? And I'm only using 400,000 because that's what I assume the number of Nigerians are. We don't have a concrete figure yet, because the last figure we have in terms of the number of Nigerians in this country, based on Pew Research Center, did a study in 2019, and they said that back in 2019, the number of Nigerians in this country were 390,000. So let's do the math. Let's assume I'm using 400,000 because, again, 2019 to 2025, you can only assume that that number has gone up. We don't know about how much, but let's use 400,000. If you want to use 500,000, that's up to you. But let's just assume 400,000. Let's use that for giggles. Because many of you have heard me say, and if you've watched me long enough, many of you have heard me say this, that of the number of Nigerians that are committing crimes in this country, not to make any excuse for them, it is less than 1%. If you've heard me say this, leave it in the comment section. I've been saying it over the years. When we heard the vitriol going online, you should have seen it, about Nigerians. It was Nigerian scammer this, Nigerian scammer that. People label Nigerians as this despicable scammers. I was like, yo, this is a lie. This is a lie. This was coming out of mostly Black Americans in this country. We can't stand Nigerians. We're about to have a conversation today. I came up with videos last year, and I said that the number of Nigerians committing these crimes, again, not to make excuses, because I am of the big, like I said, I'm not for anyone committing crime in another person's country. You don't go to another person's country and commit crime. But I said that it's only less than 1%. That the vast majority of Nigerians are doctors, engineers, lawyers, business owners, those that contribute positively to this country. Less than 1%. Let's go ahead and do the numbers. Let's do the numbers. Now we have a number, right? Use 3,690. And I want you to tell me the percentage of deportees, those who are set to be deported, out of the Nigerians in the United States, and give me the number. Let's do the math for a second. Because you Nigerian math whiz, I know you guys know the math, because you're a math whiz. You're smart people, so do the math. So divide 3,690 by 400,000 and give me the percentage. Go ahead and do the math. What is your answer? If you got 0.9%, you'll be correct. That is less than 1%. Now, did that confirm what I was saying over the years? So there are less than 1% of Nigerians, right, who have been seen by the Trump administration to be deported out of this country for whatever reason. We don't know what the reasons are. It could very well be, like I said, this could very well be people that are illegals in this country, or these are people that are not documented, undocumented, whatever, right? So where are the scammers in this? Because to tell you, when the Trump administration was set to do this, right, I was like, okay, with all this stuff we've heard, even though I knew that was a lie about Nigerians, I was like, okay, let me see what he's going to come up with. Let me see the number he's going to come up with. I certainly wasn't expecting 3,690. I was thinking, okay, he's going to come up with 50,000. Even that would still be a drop in the bucket, but nonetheless, that's still 50,000, 100,000. You mean you couldn't find that? You mean that the Trump administration, with their intelligence, with ICE, and they know the database of everyone, by the way, that was the number they found on Nigerians? So what this says is Nigerians, the vast majority of Nigerians, 99.9% of Nigerians, are law-abiding citizens, are huge contributors of the United States economy. They are wanted in this country because Nigerians are your doctors, Nigerians are your engineers, Nigerians are your business owners, Nigerians are your educators, Nigerians are your scientists, your movie stars are Nigerians. Nigerians are all over the place contributing greatly to this country, and the Trump administration knows this. So egg on the faces of those who have been tarnishing the names and the image of Nigerians. The people I thought about when this whole thing came up, when I saw this, were the Black Americans. I was like, hold on a second. These guys went on a campaign, right? Went on a campaign to tarnish the image of Nigerians. Because if there's any president who should prove them to be right, it'll be Trump. If there's any president in the history of the United States who's carrying out a mass deportation, who many believe is not a friend of Nigerians, by the way. So he's not doing Nigerians any favor by not deporting more Nigerians. He's not. He just doesn't see the proof or the facts. The Nigerians are all these things that people are saying about Nigerians. If there's any president, it would be Trump. Trump put Nigeria on a ban in his first administration. A thing that was immediately reversed by the Biden administration. Like, that was ridiculous. You're going to put one of our best immigrants in our country on a ban list? That's ridiculous. I can't believe I'm about to say what I'm about to say. Thank you, Mr. President. Because what he did is expose these liars and these ones that have been going around talking about Nigerians and this and Nigerians that. Show me your proof. Show me your proof. I just showed you mine. The whole world is seeing my proof. Show me yours. Because if you're talking about scammers in the United States, the scammers that have been exposed in the United States have been children of slaves. The scammers in the United States who have been involved in check fraud, credit card fraud, real estate fraud, financial fraud, SEC violation, in the last year, 2 years, have been the so-called children of slaves. You want me to give you their names? You want me to tell you who these ones are? You've seen it? You've seen it? But no, they'll tell you that Nigerians are the scammers. So, where are the scammers? Where are Nigerian scammers? Show me. Because your President Trump doesn't agree with you. The United States government doesn't agree with you. So show me your scammers. No, they don't have that. Because what we saw last year and what we've seen over the years by this segment of the population are people who are mad that Nigerians are superior black immigrant groups in the United States who are gaining attention for the positivity and their contribution to this country. They're not happy that when they go to see their doctors, it's most likely going to be a Nigerian. That when they're talking about a black person who is awarded any recognition for something, it's likely going to be an African, Nigerian probably. When they go to their schools, their professors nowadays are Nigerians. Nigerians are one of the highest degree holders. There have been reports by Rice University that the most successful immigrant group in the country are Nigerians. These ones hear this and they can't stand it. How dare these immigrants come to my country and excel more than I am excelling in my own country, and they're gaining the attention of white America, the ones they want to please. So they can't stand it. So they go on this campaign of demonizing Nigerians and saying, go back to your country. You heard that before? Yeah, go back to your country. These are the ones that were like, yo, go fix your country. Go and do XYZ in your country, because they couldn't stand. The Nigerians came to their country because what they've always used in their country as an excuse of rising, it's been racism. Oh, my skin color has kept me from rising, yada yada yada. Right? You hate me and you don't like me, and that's why you deny me opportunities. So that is true. There's racism in this country. However, then when you find these Africans come up here, Nigerians included, and they're excelling, the white Americans, I said, hold on a second. Whoa. So if you're saying that your skin color and racism is the reason why you're not excelling, then how are these Nigerians doing it? This is what these guys heard. And that's why they went on an attack against Nigerians. So rather than prove and elevate themselves and prove their white counterparts wrong and say, no, 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 racism will never stop me from excelling. Yeah, we all know there's racism in this country. I'm underneath too. I go through it, right? We all know this. It's not a fair world. But then you have people who are, in spite of all of that, they're able to excel and make something out of themselves. Nigerians in many African countries are doing this. So these ones that have been here, who have not moved the needle in many things, right? We're not talking about the African Americans now. African Americans, please hear me. You're not my issue. I don't have any problem with you. You're my peoples, as far as I'm concerned. Because you're not walking around here, going around calling yourself Black Americans and denying your origin and where you're from. So as far as I'm concerned, African Americans are my people. African Americans built the stuff that everyone is enjoying today. But these Black Americans, these ones who I think cost African Americans their due reparations in this country because they wanted to exclude Africans. They're the reason why they didn't get that money. These are the ones I'm talking about. These are the ones that cost you reparations because they went to the United States government and said, hey, we'll do this money, which I believe African Americans will do this money. These knuckleheads called Black Americans who go around saying that we're not from Africa. We're not from Africa. We don't have anything to do with Africa. We were here first. We were Indians. We were here before the Indians. You know, that nonsense talk. Went to the United States government and said, hey, right? We don't want these Africans to be part of this whole thing because they're not descendants of slaves. So the United States government said, okay, fine. Prove that you are a descendant of slave. That would be a reasonable ask, right? Because how am I supposed to know that this person is not a descendant of slave and you are? So the United States government gives them a task and say, go ahead and prove lineage. And they couldn't. Because none of them who so-called call themselves descendants of slaves can prove that they are. Right? So they think they can grift the United States government. And the United States government say, listen, if you guys are not united in this, right, then I can't give you the money because we can't tell who is and who isn't, right? So they cost their community reparations. The same ones right now who are causing a problem in their community to where now the person they voted for is rolling back what African Americans fought for in this country. The stuff that have built the Black communities. Things like affirmative action. He's rolling it back. Things they fought for during the civil rights fight. These ones, right? Because these are wayward children. They don't know what their fathers and their mothers fought for. So they're hurting their community. And now they have a president who they voted for. It's rolling that back. Now they're crying. These are the ones that went and were smearing the image of Nigerians. So I don't have a problem with African Americans. We're in the same fight in this. We're in the same fight. It's the so-called Black Americans, ADOS and ABA nonsense. These are the ones on the internet that are excited that Trump wants to end birthright citizenship because all they see is Black Africans. That's all they see. They've got a vitriol against, they have it in for us. And you know why? Because we're seen to be the superior immigrant group that make a lie off of them. The lies they've used for years as to why they can't build themselves up. We come in and we defile all of that. That's why they can't stand you. That's why they can't stand you. An average immigrant will come to this country, and in spite of all of the stuff that we go through, racism being one of them, right? The color of your skin, the accent. You know how many battles I've had to fight? Just for my skin color and the way I talk. You know how many battles I've had to fight? But I've had to also been able to overcome, earn the American dream, and live the life that I live today because I don't have a weak mindset. I don't have the defeatist mentality. I don't have that whole, oh my God, the white man is keeping me from excelling mentality. I walk in a high vibration. That's why I'm able to excel. And that's why many are also able to excel. So they can't stand Nigerians for that. They can't stand Nigerians. So they go on this whole campaign to smear Nigerians. So I'm calling you out. Because this is not a time for you to tell me, oh my God, he's preaching disunity. No, I'm calling you out. Because that's the thing they do. They're free to be despicable. They're free to be offensive. They're free to use horrible words. It's always Africans don't like us. It's always the Africans hate us. It's always that weak statement you hear from these types. See, I don't walk around talking about another man doesn't like me. Who cares if he doesn't like me or not? Who cares? Who cares if another man doesn't like me? Boy, I don't go around walking that way. It's a weak mind, a weak person that worries about another man not liking him. How's that stopping you from excelling and being who you need to be? So when I hear them talk that, I'm like, yo, these are weak people. So Nigerians get the brunt of all that hateful attack because Nigerians are trying to be the best version of themselves. Now we've seen the President of the United States confirm that 99.9% of Nigerians are law-abiding citizens, great contributors of the United States. He's not touching them. They don't want us out. And by the way, Nigerians are not the only one. Africans are not the only one being deported out of this country, by the way. Let me show you something real quickly, now close. Because when you hear a lot of these people talk on the internet, right? That same list, let me give you real quickly and I'll close. Right? You would think that Africans, because that's all you see on Fox News and all of these news, is that Africans are the only ones that deported. Let me show you some stuff here. Okay. So in terms of non-Africans, white people, British, there are 1,157 British people are getting deported out of this country. Yeah, you heard me. Ukrainians, they're white, right? 1,862 are getting deported out of this country. Let's talk about other people, okay? Let's look at other people. Chinese. You ready for that one? I'm about to give you that. Because when you hear this propaganda all on the internet, you would think that only Africans and black people are the ones that they need to kick out of this country, and they're the ones that no one wants to have in this country. Let me show you Chinese. All right? So Chinese, there are 37,908 Chinese nationals that are getting set to be deported out of this country. Colombians, 27,388. Cubans, 42,084. El Salvadorians, 203,822. Mexicans, you ready for that one? 252,044. I can go on and on. I can go on and on. So, last thought. If you're Nigerian, I think that this is reassurance for you that the United States wants you in its country. The United States government, who holds database and knows everything about what goes on in their country, have proven that Nigerians, 99.9% of Nigerians in this country, are law-abiding citizens, great contributors to the United States economy, to the United States culture. They want Nigerians. Never mind the nonsense propaganda you see with Black Americans, Fox News, and a whole bunch of people out here who would like to give the wrong image about Nigerians or any other Africans in this country. Because this would be the time for the Trump administration to carry out the stuff that most of them have put out there, which is that all these Africans are just illegal in this country. They're not. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Please like the video, share the content, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.